We keep catching more news coming down the pipeline that is impacting our fantasy teams, causing us to make some moves or at least look at the waiver wire, possibly make some trades. We just caught some news just a few minutes ago as Cam Akers was traded to the Minnesota Vikings, and this is a very impactful trade as it could be a big change to some of these teams, and we're going to have to take a look at this. We're going to have to take a look at the advanced metrics, the news, the facts, the data, and everything as we do this deep dive to see whether or not you need Cam Akers. But you do need to hit that subscribe button right now. Give it a tap on your phone. Click with the mouse, whatever you need to do. Stop missing out on these deep dives, on these lesser-known players, these players being traded, players on waiver wires. We're going to help you pick the right players off the waiver wire. We're going to help you with those trades. We're going to help you get more information, setting those lineups and everything else. We're going to help you win that league. Hit that subscribe button. Stop missing out. But let's talk about Cam Akers for a little bit. He was traded to the Minnesota Vikings just a few minutes ago. Not all the information's out, but they're swapping picks, them and the Rams. So this is going to be very interesting. The Vikings, very good place to land for a running back for fantasy football purposes. This is a fast-paced team. They can move the chains. Going to be interesting to see how quick he can get acclimated to this offense. But the deal's done. He's the Viking now. And Kyren Williams has the backfield to himself right now. So that's something you want to look at too. But what is going on with Cam Akers these last couple weeks here? Hasn't had much production. 29 rushing yards on the season. 8.9 fantasy points on the year. Did not play last week. He was a healthy scratch. Cam Akers was wondering why at that moment too, because he tweeted that out. And it looks like they were working a trade, and he was. We were talking about that over the last few days. The deal's been done. Now he's with the Vikings. Better opportunity here. Maybe we can see something happen. But it wasn't clicking with the Rams. Things were not working out. And let's see how it rolls from here. But right now, start of season wasn't looking good anyways. And looking at last year, it started off slow. He's come back from the Achilles injury. We knew it was going to start off slow because it's supposed to when you're coming back from a devastating injury like that. And then he turned it on at the end of the season when he was getting that workload. 19, 11, 13, 34, 14, 15 fantasy points in those games when he was getting opportunity. And then in the middle of the year, remember, he was a healthy scratch in some of those games too as he was in the doghouse. He's in the doghouse off and on with this team. Maybe it's not a right fit. Maybe going to a different place might rejuvenate him, might give him some time to develop, might allow him to hit his upside. We don't know. But we've also seen some of his upside here last year and in 2020 and before that, even before the Achilles injury. He can provide fantasy points in spurts. We've seen that. However, he's been injured. He's had some issues, and now we got to see what's going to happen with Cam Akers. Over the course of his career, it has not been super productive. He's been in and out of lineup. He's been developing. 786 yards last year really has been his most productive season. 625 in 2020. But dude's explosive. He can really put his foot in the ground and go. That's one thing we like about Cam Akers. And we see this in the measurables. 5'10", 217 pounds, 4.44, 740-yard dash. 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Looked great at Florida State, playing behind a bad offensive line where he was getting hit in the backfield often, but was able to turn out some big plays. This guy is very explosive. If he sees the second level, he is good as gone if he's got space because he is dangerous with the ball in his hands. He puts his foot in the ground and he goes. That's what we see from him. He's very physical at the point of contact. He'll run through faces, and he's got good size, adjusted athleticism, and that's why we're interested in him. High-end recruit coming out of high school, high-end prospect coming out of college, good size, adjusted athleticism. We've seen it in spurts at the NFL level. Now we're going to an offense that has some woes at the running back position here. Alexander Mattison hasn't been getting it done. He just hasn't. We've seen that here in a few games. He's getting a 26% opportunity share. Ty Chandler, we like him a lot as a backup. But they made this deal. Now Cam Akers might get some opportunity down the line. This team right now is 6th in pace of play, and they're running 66 plays per game. So there's a lot of opportunity in this offense as they move the football at a faster rate than a lot of other teams in the league. Last year, they were 4th in pace of play, and they throw the ball a lot. They can use Cam Akers more in the passing game if they wanted to, and a check down role, because obviously you're going to be pushing it downfield to Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and everybody else in the offense. But when you look at this depth chart, there's some jabronis here, and there's some opportunity here for him to do some things as he gets acclimated with this team. And you need him because he's a gamble and he's cheap, because you can catch him for cheap on trade, off waivers, or whatever. He's a free square pretty much if you want to pick him up. You don't need him because you've seen enough. You've seen the Cam Akers show. You're done. You're out. A lot of people are going to say that in the comments. A lot of people are going to say the opposite in the comments, that he's cheap. They see the upside, and they're going to pay those pennies to see what can happen. They want to tap in. The thing about this, one thing I want to say, though, give him some games to get acclimated. Give him some time to get involved with the offense, learn the scheme. Maybe he'll get some carries here and there, but give him a ramp-up period. Don't expect out of the gate that he's going to help you out. Matter of fact, he might even get cheaper within the next few weeks as he's learning the team, the scheme, and everything else. But they might decide to say, hey, let's just throw him in there because he's explosive. He's got power. He's got size. Let's see what we got in Cam Akers. Alexander Mattison, if he keeps doing what he's doing, they're going to have to do that sooner than later anyways. And this could be a committee. This could be a nasty committee. They may not care. They may just pound Mattison between the tackles on the goal line situations, give Akers some touches here and there, maybe use Chandler here and there. That might be the best option for them. That really might be the best option for them, as they have just basic packages for Cam Akers. That's your take. That just came up with it right then and there. I knew how to get this video out. But more than likely, you're probably going to see some weird committee, and if someone hits, they're going to run with it for a bit. If someone fails, they're going to lose some touches. That's probably what we're going to see. You're seeing a committee here. You probably want a little bit of everybody here due to the pace of play in this offense, but it's going to be hard to really rely on any of these players. But again, an offense that's explosive with a running back who's getting touches, and that running back's explosive, or at least getting goal line looks, you're going to want to some capacity. I'm not saying you're really going to want them over the moon. You may just want them a teensy bit, but there's some capacity you want that player. Cam Akers does have some upside, but I'm excited to hear what you think in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button. Stop missing out. Catch you on the next video.